Joining us virtually in our newsroom from Connecticut is Dr. Eva Sappi. Hello, Dr. Sappi. Thanks for joining us. Introduce yourself to our audience.
Hi, good morning. My name is Eva Sappi. I'm a professor at the University of New Haven. I'm also director of the Lyme disease research at the university.
So Lyme disease is a really interesting topic for me particularly, but I think also for our audience. You know, I mean, it is September, we're heading into the colder months, but it's still tick season. So I want to ask you a little bit about your research. Is Lyme disease something that someone that gets infected, contracts, but then overcomes? And then how does it affect your immune system?
So this is a very good question, really, because a lot of people believe that you can just cure it with 2 weeks of antibiotic treatment. And I wish that would be true. Some people, unfortunately, suffering for long term. Probably you heard about that. We still need to understand exactly what you ask, how it affects the immune system. One thing we learned that this bacteria, the Lyme disease bacteria, can trick the immune system. Actually makes the immune system not to do their job. This is a very important step in the immune system when they have to switch to one antibody to the other antibody, and that's how it works. That's how you're going to remember maybe future exposure, and it blocks it, which is very unusual. So yes, it is something strange about this bacteria, and we still need to understand what exactly does it to our body.
And there's different types of ticks out there. Can you explain the different types of ticks, and are there differences in between how you get infected, the consequences of getting Lyme disease from each of these ticks?
Yes, it's well known that the Lyme disease carrying tick is the isodic tick, but unfortunately we have now some other things, the Lone Star ticks. Lone Star ticks actually can run after you, can almost attack you. So what we try to understand right now, what kind of pathogens they carry. So what is the risk if you are bitten with different ticks? I don't know if you heard about that. We have a new Borrelia species we discovered a few years ago. And unfortunately, this species doesn't show up on our test. So you might have Lyme disease, but you're negative on the test. So again, we need to understand better how many different Borrelia out there, how many different ticks out there, and what they carry.
And is someone who either had Lyme disease and took the antibiotics or has Lyme disease, is their body still considered immunocompromised?
That's a very good question, because exactly from the first question when we talked about how Borrelia, the Lyme bacteria, can affect the immune system, how long does it last? And when it affects the immune system in a strange way, does it make us susceptible to other diseases? Viruses, other pathogens. And I don't know that you heard, I'm studying right now the connection between Lyme disease and breast cancer disease. Is it possible that our immune compromised body suddenly more susceptible to breast cancer, for example?
Wow. So we know, gosh, you go in the woods, you can pull your socks up, you can have tick spray. What else can we do? You know, especially people are getting outside more amid this pandemic. You know, we see a lot of increase in hiking and getting outdoors, which is a great thing. But however, we do have this this tick villain out there. So what can we do to protect ourselves in addition to these things that I think people are you know, have on their minds?
Especially in this COVID mess, yes, because we don't have much fun. So of course, is one of the good activity we could have is go outdoor. And I just tell you what we do at our house. What we love to hike. So of course we use the spray. We wear long pants and the white socks. You know, we check. And when we get home, the rule is that you take off your clothes in the garage, and I put immediately in the wash and dryer. That's perfect, because especially the dry heat kills the ticks. So we have almost like a little procedure what we do when we go to hike to prevent Lyme disease.
Well, Dr. Sappi, thank you so much. This was really interesting, and thank you for your insight. And we look forward to following your research and having you on again soon.
Thank you very much for having me.